started with one-step equations, then two steps, then more than two steps, and then this is like several steps. Okay? These will be questions that have brackets. So the brackets add an extra thing to work with, but we can go back to what we learned in polynomials, and we have a way of removing the brackets with something called the distributive property. For example, if you have 3 times x plus 6, do you remember that the 3 distributed to the x and distributed to the 6, giving you 3 times x is 3x, 3 times 6 is plus 18. And once you get rid of the brackets, then everything is like worksheet number 4 that we just did. You're going to combine your like terms. Well, I'm feeling happy with my highlighters today. We're going to combine our like terms. Sometimes that means we have to move something from one side of the equation to the other side. And we always do the opposite. Once all of your terms are together, everything from steps 2, 3, and 4 is stuff you've done already. So as soon as we add a new complicated one, it's usually just adding one new thing and everything else that is the same of what we've done so far. But if we had started with step 5 here, things would be very complicated. Okay, I gotta erase the answers here. Hopefully you didn't see that. Okay. If there are brackets, which we do have in each of these, we're going to use the distributive property that we learned before, which means that 2 outside the brackets multiplies by both the x and by the 1. So 2 times x, that's 2x. 2 times 1 will be plus 2. I still have my equal sign, I still have my 4. And after you do that first step, now it's the same as what you were doing before. Do we have any like terms? And some of you can see the answer already, that's perfect, but you see that this and this are like terms, but they're on opposite sides of the equation. So what is the opposite of adding 2? I'm going to subtract 2, and if I subtract 2 on this side of the equal sign, I have to subtract 2 on this side of the equal sign. Well, that makes this 0, that leaves me with just 2x, and 4 minus 2 is 2. Now what's the opposite of multiplying by 2? Divide by 2. If I divide by 2 on this side, I have to divide by 2 on this side. This will give me just x, and 2 divided by 2, 1. You do a lot of work, it makes sense in the end to circle your final answer.
Yeah. Y una pregunta, entonces la verdadera respuesta está en el principio.
This is the answer.
Y es por el y su 1. Entonces.
Yeah. 1 más 1 es? 2 por 2 es 4. And you can always check your answer by plugging in the answer you got back into the original one. Can you see if you put a 1 where the x is? And you do the mental math, 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. It works. So if we have brackets, we always do preliminary work to get rid of the brackets. That might mean that we have to use the distributive property, which gets 3p plus 6 equals negative 9. Sorry, I have to multiply this out. I'm going to get 3p. 3p times 2 is plus 6 equals negative 9. Once your brackets are away, look for like terms. Sure enough, these two are like terms, but they're not on the same side of the equation. So I want them on the same side. I'm going to move the 6 over, the opposite of adding 6. Subtract 6 on both sides. That gives me the 3p by itself and minus 9 minus 6. You may want to, I would say, always try to do it first in your head, but if you're not super confident, then check with your calculator. Minus 15.
Why?
Minus 6, minus 9. Think about the number line. Here's 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here's minus 6. Minus 9 means we have to go back that way. You're going to end up at minus 15.
Entonces, el 6 le da 1 y el 10 y como ahora el 5 se vuelve 15.
And here, what's the opposite of multiplying by 3? We have to divide both sides by 3. Gets the p by itself, and negative 15 divided by 3. Negative 5. And afterwards, if you wanted to, you could plug in negative 5 for the p. Negative 5 plus 2, brackets first, order of operations would be negative 3. Negative 3 times 3 would be negative 9. And you can check to see if your answer is right. That's one thing. I always like to check my answers. I mean, you know that I like math, right? You guys know that I like math in school, kind of like.
I like it.
Okay, so I always check my answers because I wanted to know that I got it right. I always plugged it back in because I wanted to get, right, when I got my test back, I liked the numbers close to being 25 out of 25. I didn't like it when the numbers were like 2 out of 25. So these I really liked because I could check them and then I knew if they were right or not. Okay, we got brackets. So we distribute first. Drawing these little arrows is really helpful for you to remember that you have to multiply them for both of them. What do I get? Well, I still have the minus 4 on this side of the equal sign. 2 times p, that's easy, 2p. 2 times 5, not too bad, plus 10. Once your brackets are away, look, do you have any like terms? The plus 10 and the minus 4 are like terms, but they're not on the same side of the equation.
Add 4.
Well, I could add 4, but then I have my p's and my numbers on the same side. So generally, what we want to do is with the equal sign here, I know that I'm going to have a 2p on this side because I'm not going to do anything with that. So it makes sense that opposite of adding 10, I want to move my numbers to the left side. Negative 14. And then the opposite of multiplying by 2 is divide by 2. And we get p is equal to negative 7. 3 there for you to try on your own. I'll leave these ones up so you can see them. Try the 3 on your own. I'll put those answers up in a little bit. Here are the answers. How did you do? If there was ones you didn't get done, you can write down the answers for these 3.
Yo, I get one in second one. What?
I got already.
Oh yeah, I guess. Oh no. Oh, I'm gonna just.
This is gonna be our test.
This will be on your test next week. This is the last thing. You got it?
I got it.
Nice. These are the hardest ones. Like
Actually,
if you're getting the hardest ones, look, when we go back to worksheet 1, you'll be like, oh my goodness, we actually thought this was.
Mr. Junior, are we gonna? What's our next?
Our next unit is inequalities.
Like just one person that everybody hates.
Are we gonna
But
start
you
next?
really